Hello po mga ka-viral and welcome back again to this YouTube channel. Latest update na naman tayo ngayon. SP Chis Escudero nabigla sa naging desisyon ng Supreme Court hinggil sa impeachment ni VP Sara Duterte. 18 senador ay pinapanagot na ng kataas-taasang hukuman. Sa pagsisimula ng 20th Congress ay mayroong panibagong Senate President na uupo sa ika-20 Kongreso. Patuloy pa rin at mainit na pinag-uusapan ang pagpapa-impeach ng Kongreso kay VP Sara Duterte. Hindi man naging matagumpay ang impeachment sa 19th Congress, subalit matagumpay pa rin itong nakatawid sa 20th Congress. Umani ng kontrobersiya at pambabatikos ang Senado, lalo na sa SP Chis Escudero dahil sa pagpapabalik nila ng articles of impeachment sa Kamara. 18 senador o majority votes sa 19th Congress ang bumuto na ipa-remand for verification sa Kamara ang articles of impeachment kung saan inalmahan ito ng Kamara na naninindigan na wala silang nilabag sa impeachment rules, lalo na ang 1-year bar rule. Ngayon nais ng Senado na pipili ng bagong prosecutors ang Kongreso sa 20th Congress at kung nais pa rin nilang ituloy ang impeachment. Mas naging mainit na talakayan kamakailan lamang ang naging pahayag ni Escudero na maaari pa ring madidismiss ang impeachment kung majority ng mga senators sa 20th Congress bilang impeachment judges ang boboto na i-dismiss ito. Na ayon sa mga law experts at legal luminaries na unconstitutional dahil hindi maaring madidismiss ang impeachment without trial. Umalma naman si Senator Alan Petro Cayetano at kinampihan si SP Chis Escudero dahil aniya lahat ng kaso at kahit saang korte ay maaring hindi tatanggapin ng korte ang anumang kaso kung wala itong jurisdiction, lalo na if mayroong rules itong nilabag sa pagpasa nito.
Itong impeachment trial na to.
Well, the question should be asked again, how will that election or authorization of the House prosecutors will happen? Paano sila ma-authorize? In what kind of action? Is it just a letter from the speaker, or is it a formal authorization coming from the plenary of Congress itself? So wala naman tayong question na gagawin yon at naniniwala tayo sa kakayanan naman ng House of Representatives at sinabi na rin naman na ng Speaker of the House na they will comply. So I don't see any problem in na pagsabayin na yon, no?
Sir, follow up lang po. Sorry. Sir, follow up lang doon sa yung sa prosecutors. Kailangan pa ba talaga ng plenary action? Kailangan pa aprobahan ng House plenary yung mga prosecutors na papalit?
Well, because nga collegial body ang Congress, no? How do they actually authorize somebody? No, like for example, in a corporation, kapag corporation yan, para yung isang tao ay ma-authorize to represent the corporation, then the board of directors has to come up with a board resolution and the corporate secretary will have to come up with a secretary certificate. So, in any collegial body, ganun po may memorialize yung authority to be given to any person. So, as a collegial body, Congress as a collegial body is expected to also do the same. So, ako po, basic lang naman po yun, no? Kung meron pong other way na gagawin po sila, then tingnan na lang po natin kung ano po yung ipapasa nila and then let the impeachment court decide on the sufficiency of their compliance or submissions.
Sir, si Senator Risa Hontiveros po parang nananawagan na kailangan na pong manumpa na raw yung mga bagong senador sa 20th Congress. Maybe get your comment lang.
Highlight lang po natin, no, na as of today po, 6 out of the 11 major steps outlined in the procedural framework or that accounts for 55% of the entire process has already been accomplished by the impeachment court. Kung makikita nyo rin po doon, no, sa proseso na yon, nandoon yung pag-swear in ng ating mga senator judges. So, yung call po for swearing in of the senator judges will need to depend on the existence of a presiding officer or a Senate president. Kasi po, ang senator judges will have to take their oath before the presiding officer. And as you know po, if one Congress adjourns and another begins, the Senate President, no, is going to be elected or re-elected again. So, kailangan po natin hintayin kung kanino pong manunumpa. Ayaw po ng presiding officer na magkaroon ng question doon sa proseso or sa step na yon ng panunumpa na maaari pang ma-question at magkaroon ng legal impediments kapag nagpatuloy na po yung proseso. So gusto ng presiding officer as a matter of prudence and diligence na gawin na lamang po yun kapag nag-elect na po ng Senate President na tumatayong presiding officer ng impeachment court ang 20th Congress.
Sir, hindi ho ba considered continuing yung powers ni SP Cheese considering hindi naman po nag-expire yung term niya nito?
And that's one school of thought, no? Tama yung school of thought na yan. And there is another school of thought na hindi rin continuing kasi nga may adjournment nga, no? And if you see the parliamentary processes doon sa rules ng Senate as legislative body, ganun ang nangyayari sa first day nag-e-elect sila ng Senate President or kino-confirm nila yung election nung nakaupong Senate President. So because of that procedure in the Senate rules, then there might also be another school of thought who would say otherwise, contrary to your school of thought. So yun yung ayaw na nating mapagdebatehan pa pagdating ng convening on July 29. Kasi gusto na nating kung ano na lang yung mga urgent matters na nakahain, katulad ng pag-join ng issues already na sinasabi rin ni Congresswoman De Lima, no, na-joined na yung issues. So dahil joined na yung issues, then the impeachment court can already proceed and act accordingly based on the next steps in the process.
Sir, so the earliest that the new senator judges can take oath ay July 29, sir, after maka-elect ng July 28, whether or not sa SP Cheese yun?
Tama po, kasi alam na po naman natin na yung July 28 is just a ceremonial opening of Congress. Medyo busy yung mga senator judges doon at saka yung ating House din. So, only after that maaaring mangyari yon.
Sir, medyo clarify ko lang to. Ibig sabihin, sir, balik ako yung sa certification po to proceed, kailangan nilang isubmit plus yung authorization ng bagong mga prosecutors?
Ano po? Yes.
Because so
correct.
Dalawang compliance po, sir?
Yung sa House Prosecute, sabi ko nga, pwede na siguro nilang isabay yun dahil gagawin na rin naman nila isang proseso. So, as a matter of efficiency, then the House may elect whatever they want to do on how to comply with those two processes. Kasi nga yung authority rin ng House Prosecutors ng 19th Congress has already ended when the 19th Congress adjourned. So there needs to be another authorization from the 20th Congress of the new set of House Prosecutors.
Attorney, how will you explain the impeachment court being a continuing body outside of legislative matters and processes when in fact it again requires plenary action para po doon sa pag-reconvene ng court and pag-oath po ng mga senators, senator judges?
Because nakasalalay po yung presiding officer doon sa kung sino yung magiging Senate President. Yun lang yung sagot doon, no? Kung walang ganong proseso, then baka tama rin yung school of thought mo na dapat magpatuloy. Pero kung may mga magsasabi rin sa iyo na school of thought na baka hindi. So para hindi na lang ma-question yun, due diligence and prudence requires the presiding officer not to anymore overstep, no? So that his actions will not be questioned. Kaya kung makikita niyo po ang galaw ng Senate President o ng presiding officer mula Pebrero, napakaingat. Kasi nga, lagi nga sinasabi dito since February, ayaw niya na ng legal hurdles na maiakyat pa sa Supreme Court, etc. Kasi para gusto nating tuloy-tuloy na lang.
Pero Attorney, does that contradict yung perceived na concept that the impeachment court is independent from the legislative process?
That is a good legal theory. Again, hindi natin alam because this is the first time in history na magkakaroon ng crossover o yung proseso mula sa 90th to 20th Congress. So, hindi alam natin kung ano talaga yung sagot dyan sa katanungan mo. Pero kung titingnan mo, we would rather err on the side of safety rather than on the side of questions and doubts.
Attorney, to clarify, right now, walang powers si SP bilang presiding officer of the impeachment court?
That is one school of thought na kino-consider rin ni presiding officer. Another school of thought nga, yung meron pa rin na continuing body. So because of the precarious situation na kailangan mag-elect ang 20th Congress, so iniisip na lang ni SP para wala ng legal question, then wag na muna. Hintayin na lang natin yung 20th Congress na maipanganak at mag-convene.
So, bali, yung stand po ng impeachment court sa ngayon, wala dun sa dalawang yun? Hindi po namimili yung impeachment court dun sa dalawang schools of thought for now?
More of doon sa school of thought na base sa Senate rules nga, no, consistent with the Senate rules as a legislative body, it is trying to balance that at dahil nga kailangan mag-elect ng Senate President, malamang yung presiding officer din mawawalan ng kapangyarihan. So yun. So it is the safest position as of now because it has a basis in the Senate legislative rules.
Attorney.
However, sabi ko nga sa inyo, no, this is an ongoing conversation with the public. So lahat naman po ng senator judges, no, whether they like it or not, nakikinig naman po yan at nagmamonitor po. So lahat po ng mga legal theories, lahat ng mga comments and opinions ng iba't ibang mga abogado at saka mga constitutionalists, kino-consider naman po yan. So if the people will be able to proffer persuasive argument towards the convening or swearing in earlier, siguro makonsider yon. But as of now, the presiding officer would like to err on the side of safety and consistent with the spirit behind the Senate legislative rules.
Attorney, following your arguments on Dexter po, dun sa pag-require din sa House of Representatives, hindi ba imperative din sa impeachment court to issue na panibagong summon dahil nasa 20th Congress na sila at 19th Congress yun na napadala ng summon sa Vice President?
Kung makikita niyo po yung galaw po ng yung galaw po ng impeachment court ay patuloy. So kung medyo may pagdududa ba kayo kung continuing body ba o hindi, the position taken is it is actually a continuing body kasi nga may summons po and we recognize the submissions from the previous Congress. However, meron pa nga pong mga question kung sino po ba yung presiding officer ngayon? Si Senate President pa ba? Dahil nag-adjourn na yung 19th Congress? Or patuloy pa rin ba siya? So on that question alone, makokonect mo yung summons na yan. Kung makikita niyo yung summons ni Vice President Sara Duterte, nakalagay doon na sagutin niya yung articles of impeachment. Pero isa rin sa nakapaloob sa summons usually ay mag-appear yung nasasakdal before the impeachment court. And when you look at the body or the wording of the summons, walang nakalagay na specific date doon at a set date and time na isi-set ng impeachment court. So, ngayon, sa next step natin, makikita yung step 7, appearance of the Vice President Duterte. Paano ngayon malalaman ni Vice President Duterte na kailangan niya mag-appear? Kung 29 ba siya? 30 ba siya mag-a-appear? Hindi niya alam eh. So, malamang sa malamang, isa po yan sa gagawin po ng impeachment court kapag nag-convene na po ito ng sa susunod na session nito.
So,
Ang issue po for the Vice President to appear at a certain date and time.
So makakapaglabas lang po ng bagong calendar kapag
Tama po. Kapag nakapag-convene na po. At saka kapag naka-comply na po. Kasi naka-hinge po yung convening ng impeachment court doon din po sa certification from the House of Representatives.
So, attorney, ibig sabihin po, dependent pa rin po yung calendar ng impeachment trial sa schedule po ng mga legislative processes? Like po sa 28-29 yung start po ng sessions?
Hindi ko magets yung yung tanong.
Kung dependent pa rin po yung schedule ng calendar trial dun sa magiging schedule po ng mga sessions sa legislative processes basically kasi sa 28 pa po mag-resume yung or mag-start po yung mga sessions. So nakadepende ito po doon kung kailan po siya.
Lagi yung tatandaan, dalawang hats ang sinusuot ng Senado. So kapag nagkaroon ng plenary session sa 29, then maaaring magkaroon doon ng pag-uusap. May isang senator judge o senador na tatayo doon para mag-move ng convening again ng impeachment court. Kasi as of now nga walang date na nakaset tayo doon sa 19th Congress nung June 10 na at June 11 na session. So walang nakaset na date. So I think there will be a movement on the floor of the Senate based on the Senate rules para mag-convene po yung Senate Impeachment Court either on the afternoon po or sa another day.
Pero attorney, from now until July 27, hindi pwedeng, kasi parang in the past press conferences po sinasabi, kapag may isang senator judge na mag-request na mag-convene, magko-convene yung impeachment court. Pero dahil alanganin kung may presiding officer o wala, so can we say walang convening na reconvene na mangyayari from now until 27?
Actually, bigger than that issue is the compliance. Kung makikita nyo po, yung order po ng impeachment court nung June 10 ay conditional po yung pag-set ulit po ng convening doon sa compliance po ng House of Representatives doon sa second order. At saka yung sinasabi ni Presiding Officer and Senate President na hindi po sila pwede mag-convene kung wala pa pong communication from the House kung sino yung House prosecutors. Kasi gusto po nila na magkaroon na ng appearances doon yung House prosecutors at yung defense. Kaya po, hinihintay po ng impeachment court as a condition sine qua non na ma-comply po ng House po yun. Yung po yung import ng second order po.
Sir, sorry. Paano kung walang compliance, di hindi magko-convene? Or ma-delay ulit yung pag-convene? Hindi mangyayaring July 29? If lang naman, sir, scenario lang to. If by July 29 walang compliance, so walang kasigurohang magko-convene by 29?
Nako, hindi ko masasagot yan, no? Kasi hindi ako senator judge, hindi ako senador. But that is in the realm of possibility, siguro. Pero, of course, sa action ba ng impeachment court, yung ba yung gustong mangyari? Parang lahat ng steps nga, 55% na accomplish na eh. So, if you look at the intent of the impeachment court wants this process to already roll. And the compliances, the certifications will ensure that there is no more question or any legal impediment once the impeachment court convenes. It actually gives the House of Representatives.
Kung balik tayo dun sa issue kanina na tinalakay, let us just have this emphasis sa sinabi niyo po na wag na naman sanang lunurin sa technicalities ang ginagawa na pag-require o second requirement ng Senate. So sa tingin niyo po ba, the gravity of what is happening right now is ito yung intention?
No, I don't want to impute anything on the Senate. No, out of courtesy for the other chamber, I'd like to take it as a sign of good faith. No, but just a reminder for everybody involved in the process that the end point of an impeachment is to exact accountability and not provide an opportunity for others to escape from it. Di ba? Ang tanong dito is, may pananagutan ba? May nalabag ba? Hindi yung sino ba dapat ang magdi-dismiss ba? Paano ba ang botohan? Importante yung mga bagay na yun. Hindi ko po sinasabing hindi. Pero ang mas importante at mahalagang katanungan para sa ating mga kababayan saan napunta yung pera ng confidential funds? May kasalanan ba? Pag sinabi mo bang ipapapatay mo ang presidente, ang presidente, unang speaker at ang unang ginang, mayroon pang pananagutan ng isang halal na lingkod bayan. Those are the questions that should be considered. In other words, it should not stifle the need of the people to be able to know the facts of the matter. It should not stop and should not prevent and should not delay any further our need to present evidence, di ba? And for our institutions, for the Senate, for example, for the House serving as prosecutors, to make their case. And for the defense even, no? To show. Kaya nga sabi namin, edi kung may ebidensya, convict. Pag wala, acquit. Let the process go on.
Okay. Dito naman po tayo, Congressman. Before you have said na yung withdrawal ng Pilipinas sa ICC ay isang pamamaraan to avoid accountability. Now, given the recent Okta Research survey showing that a majority of Filipinos support the Philippines rejoining the International Criminal Court, how do you believe this public sentiment should influence Congress positions on this matter?
Well, in the end, no, I think the people, ang mga kababayan natin yun, and the results of the election would show, there's already a change in mindset. People are already seeing the importance of accountability. Maybe our friends, our work in the 19th Congress had its own role of telling the people that in the end, the power of the people are more powerful than those in power, di ba? And I think it's a wake-up call for everyone. And even with this, with the ICC issue, sabi nga namin, it shouldn't be just about one person. Hindi dapat ang usapin ito tungkol kay Rodrigo Duterte lamang. Pero ito talaga ay para magkaroon ng karapatang at sapat na nararapat na safeguards ang ating bansa, ang ating estado, ang ating mga kababayan sa kasakaling may mga pagkakataong katulad nito.
Maraming salamat.
Of course, usaping impeachment. In the hypothetical na, kunyari, makonvict man si Vice President Sara Duterte, kasi nakasaad po sa Constitution na ang pipili po, the President can choose within the members of the House of Representatives or the Senate ng magiging kapalit niya na Vice President. Kayo po, in your opinion, do you think po ba Congressman Martin Romualdez can be a best Vice President for BBM?
Alam niyo, mahirap mag-comment sa bagay na wala pa eh. Impeach muna natin, tapos sasagutin ko yan pagkatapos.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, Rosalicas, please proceed.
Sorry, ongoing kasi yung press con po ng impeachment spokesperson right now. And isa po sa binabanggit niya, kaya po nag-release ng impeachment orders ang Senate Impeachment Court address sa House of Representatives para po yung pong mga legal impediments maiwasan na pagka nagsimula na mismo yung trial. Your reaction to this po?
Well, to be honest, if it did not, ganito po yun. For me, those are questions also that could form part of the defense and would be better be discussed during the course of the trial instead of having to have prevented the course of the trial.
So sa tingin sir, questionable yung kanilang purpose doon po sa
Well, with all due respect to the Senate, I think they're coming from something and they want to get that out of their way. But our position, my personal perspective, no, I'm not speaking for the House in this case. I think these are matters that would have been already discussed in the course of the defense of the trial. So it shouldn't be the Senate pointing them out. It should have been the defense lawyers pointing them out. Kasi if you look at the defense, what the defense submitted to the Supreme Court for clarifications are basically the same things that were being pushed for, or the controversies that being given consideration by the Senate. Not necessarily doubtful, but I think lang the trial should have proceeded first, so that both sides would have been heard before you can actually resolve these issues.
Yung action na yun naging mas favorable sa defense?
In my opinion, yes. Does it take the credibility of the Senate? No, I stand by the integrity of our institution as an elected official. I have full faith in the process and I have full faith that the Senate will exercise its mandate with independence and integrity.
Follow up, kung it favored favored the defense, anong damage sa House and the prosecution panel?
I don't think there's any damage to the position of the prosecutors. What it has damaged is the opportunity for the people to hear the case and for themselves to determine the facts of the matter. Remember, while this is a constitutional process, as they always say, it's a political one, and the understanding of the people would always play a factor in the final outcome of what will be tried in the Senate.
May mga nag-call out na rin po sa impeachment court na saying nag-aabogado po ang impeachment court para kay VP Sara Duterte. Your comment on that and mensahe po sa kanila.
Well, yun nga ho ang iniiwasan natin kasi nagmumukhang nag-aabogado. Pero alam natin kung meron mang pananagutan, kung meron mang perspektibo o meron mang concern ang Senado, it could have been raised better in the course of the...
Earlier po, you mentioned na sa konstitusyon, after magawa ng House yung responsibility nito sa impeachment, ang sunod na po nito ay ang trial at ang decision po ng Senate Impeachment Court. Naniniwala po ba kayo na yung dalawang impeachment orders ng Senate Impeachment Court ay unconstitutional?
Okay, I don't want to complicate further the work of our prosecutorial team, no? Pero ako naniniwala in the end of it all, sisimplihan ko lang ho, sana hindi malunod sa technicality itong usapin ng impeachment. Ito po'y usapin ng accountability. Ibig sabihin po, lahat ho sana ng proseso ay nakatuon po sa katanungang kailangan bang husgahan, meron bang pananagutan ang isang opisyal na halal ayon sa ating saligang batas, ayon sa ating mga batas. Kung ang usapin lang po ng impeachment ay maiuwi kung i-dismiss dahil sa technicalidad, hindi ho natin na-serve ang original purpose ng impeachment process, that is to exact accountability from our elected officials. It would be difficult to ascertain at the moment, and I will leave it to the luminaries to decide whether what can be considered unconstitutional. Such actions may be considered unconstitutional or not. But in my mind, more than the constitutionality, it should be the morality of what we're doing that should disturb us, not only elected officials, but everyday Filipinos.
Follow-up lang po. Since unprecedented po yung impeachment orders ng Senate Impeachment Court sa House of Representatives, does it warrant your compliance?
Well, that is also a question that we want to clarify with the Senate. If you notice dun sa compliance sa response po ng House, no, may subject to clarificatory actions, no, yung pag-comply ng House, and that is the thing that we also have to consider in this case. Kailangan ba namin mag-comply? To what extent? Sa anong pamamaraan? Yung pong katanungan. Kumbaga, Rose, pareho tayo ng tanong.
Okay po, thank you po.
Thank you po.
Thank you, Rose. Go ahead, Janes Capanti from GMA Online.
Good afternoon, sir. Former VP Leni Robredo and now Naga City Mayor. She said during her inaugural speech that she will remove the confidential funds for LGU, Naga City LGU. Tapos, I think just this morning, a mayor from Dumanjug, Cebu,